Hello, and welcome back to Learn English Hub. I am so happy that you are here with us today for another cozy episode. My name is Emma, and as always, I am here to help you practice your English listening skills in a relaxed and friendly way.
And hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I am also very excited to be here with you, Emma, and with all our wonderful listeners. It is a beautiful day to learn some new words, isn't it?
It certainly is, Daniel. Today, we have a very useful topic for everyone. We are going to talk about office vocabulary. Many people work in an office, or they watch movies about offices, so these words are very important.
That is true. Even if you do not work in an office, you probably know someone who does. The office is a very common place for conversation. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, relax, and let's start our chat.
That sounds perfect. Let's start with the most basic thing. When you walk into an office, you usually go to your personal space. We call this a desk. Daniel, tell us, what is on your desk right now?
Oh, that is a good question. Well, my desk is a large table where I do my work. Right now, I have my computer, of course. I cannot work without my computer. And I also have a very comfortable chair.
A comfortable chair is so important. If you sit down for 8 hours a day, you need a soft chair. My chair at home is blue, and it has wheels so I can move around easily. Do you keep your desk clean, Daniel?
I try to, Emma. I really try to keep it clean. But sometimes it gets a little messy. I have a lot of papers and notes on my desk. Do you use a lot of paper, Emma, or do you do everything on the computer?
I try to use the computer for most things. It saves paper, which is good for the trees. But I do love stationery. Stationery is the word we use for office supplies like pens, pencils, and notebooks. I love buying new notebooks.
Oh, me too. There is something very nice about a fresh, new notebook. It feels like a new beginning. I also always lose my pens. I buy a pen, and 2 days later, it is gone. I don't know where they go.
I think everyone has that problem. Maybe there is a pen monster in the office who eats them. Besides pens and paper, we have other small tools. For example, a stapler. Do you use a stapler often?
Yes, I do. A stapler is very useful when you want to join two pieces of paper together. You use a metal staple to hold them. It makes a satisfying sound, doesn't it? Click-clack.
It really does. And if you make a mistake, you might need scissors or tape. These are simple words, but we use them all the time. Scissors cut paper, and tape sticks paper together.
Exactly. Now, let's look at the computer again. The computer has many parts. The part that you look at is called the screen, or the monitor. My screen is very bright and big. It helps me see everything clearly.
A big screen is helpful for your eyes. And to control the computer, we use a mouse and a keyboard. I type on the keyboard very fast. I learned to type when I was in school. Are you a fast typist, Daniel?
I am okay. I am not the fastest, but I am not slow. The keyboard has keys with letters and numbers, and the mouse helps you click on things. It is called a mouse because it looks a little bit like the animal, right?
Yes, it has a long wire that looks like a tail, though many people use a wireless mouse now. Okay, so we are sitting at our desk, typing on our keyboard. What are we usually doing? We are usually working on documents.
Yes, documents. A document is a file with text or information. We write reports, we write letters, and we create plans. Sometimes we have to print these documents. Do you have a printer in your office, Emma?
I do, but I have a love-hate relationship with my printer. Sometimes it works perfectly, but other times the paper gets stuck. We call that a paper jam. It is very frustrating when you are in a hurry.
Oh, I know that feeling. The printer always breaks when you need it the most. It is like a rule of the office. But when it works, it is great. You put paper in, and your document comes out.
Let's move away from the desk for a moment. In every office, there is a very popular room. It is not the meeting room. It is the kitchen or the break room. This is where the magic happens.
The magic of coffee. The break room is where employees go to relax for a few minutes. There is usually a coffee machine and a fridge. I think the coffee machine is the most important object in the office.
I agree completely. Many people cannot start their work without a cup of coffee. In the break room, you can also talk to your colleagues. A colleague is a person you work with. You can also call them a coworker.
Yes, colleague and coworker mean the same thing. I like talking to my colleagues in the break room. We talk about our weekend or about a movie we watched. It is nice to take a break.
A break is a short time when you stop working. You might have a morning break and then a longer break for lunch. Daniel, do you bring your lunch from home or do you buy it?
I usually bring my lunch from home. I put it in the office fridge. But sometimes, if I am tired, I go out to a restaurant with my team. It is a nice way to bond with the people you work with.
That sounds lovely. Speaking of team, that is another good word. A team is a group of people working together on the same project. In an office, you are rarely alone. You are usually part of a team.
That is right. And every team usually has a leader. We call this person the manager or the boss. The manager tells the team what to do and helps them solve problems. Do you think it is hard to be a manager?
I think it can be very difficult. A manager has a lot of responsibility. They have to make sure the work is done on time. They also have to organize meetings. Oh dear, meetings.
You do not sound excited about meetings, Emma. A meeting is when people come together to talk about work. Sometimes meetings are long and boring, but sometimes they are necessary to share ideas.
You are right. I should be more positive. Meetings usually happen in a special room called the conference room or meeting room. It usually has a big table and many chairs.
And in a meeting, there is usually an agenda. An agenda is a list of things to talk about. It is like a plan for the meeting. If you do not have an agenda, the meeting can go on for hours.
That is a nightmare. I like short meetings. In a meeting, you might have to give a presentation. This is when you stand up and show your work to everyone else. It can be a little scary.
It is very normal to feel nervous during a presentation. I used to be very shy. But if you practice, it gets easier. You usually use a screen to show pictures or charts while you speak.
Absolutely. Practice makes perfect. Now, let's talk about how we communicate when we are not in a meeting. We use email all the time. Email stands for electronic mail.
I check my email every morning. It is the first thing I do. I open my inbox. The inbox is where all the new messages arrive. Sometimes I have 20 or 30 new emails.
Wow, that is a lot. When you want to send an email, you click Compose or New Email. You have to write a subject. The subject is a short line that tells the person what the email is about.
Yes, the subject is very important. For example, the subject might be Meeting at 2 p.m. or Project Update. It helps people know if the email is urgent. Urgent means very important and needs attention right now.
Good word, Daniel. Urgent. We see that word a lot in offices. Also, sometimes you need to send a file with your email. You attach the file. We call this an attachment.
Right. You might say, "Please find the report attached." It is a formal way of saying, "Look at the file I sent with this email." Office language can be a little bit formal sometimes.
It can be, but it is good to learn these phrases. Another way we communicate is by phone. Even with email, sometimes it is faster to just call someone. Do you like talking on the phone, Daniel?
To be honest, I prefer email. With email, I have time to think about what I want to write. On the phone, I have to answer immediately. But sometimes, a phone call avoids misunderstandings.
That is very true. Sometimes tone of voice is important. Now, let's talk about the structure of the office. We talked about the manager, but there are also different departments.
A department is a section of the company. For example, there is the sales department. These people sell the product. They are usually very energetic and talkative people.
Yes, and there is the marketing department. They decide how to advertise the product. They are the creative people. They make the pictures and the videos for social media.
Then there is IT. IT stands for Information Technology. These are the people who fix the computers. Remember when the printer is broken? You call the IT department.
They are the heroes of the office. There is also HR. HR stands for Human Resources. They help the people. If you have a problem with your contract or your holiday, you talk to HR.
Speaking of holiday, that is my favorite office vocabulary word. A holiday is when you do not go to work. You stay home or travel. It is important to rest.
It is vital. In American English, they often say vacation, but in British English, we say holiday. Another word related to this is weekend. Saturday and Sunday are the best days of the week.
Definitely. Most office jobs are from Monday to Friday. We call this the work week, usually from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is the standard schedule, 9 to 5.
Yes, 9 to 5. It is a famous phrase. Dolly Parton even wrote a song about it. But some people work part-time. This means they work fewer hours, maybe only 3 days a week.
And full-time means you work the whole week, usually around 40 hours. When you work, you get paid money. This is called your salary or your wage.
Salary is the money you receive every month for doing your job. It is a nice feeling to get paid. It makes all the hard work worth it.
Yes, we all need to pay for our food and our homes. There is another interesting thing in modern offices. It is called remote work, or working from home.
This is very common now. Remote work means you do not go to the office building. You stay at your house, you sit at your own desk, and you use the internet to connect with your team.
I like working from home sometimes. It is very quiet. I can focus better. But I also miss my colleagues. I miss the coffee breaks and the chatting. Do you prefer the office or home, Emma?
I think I like a mix of both. We call that hybrid, a mix of home and office. It gives you the best of both worlds. You can see your friends, but you can also stay in your pajamas sometimes.
Working in pajamas is the best benefit. But you must be careful if you have a video meeting. You have to wear a nice shirt, even if you are wearing pajama pants underneath.
That is a funny image, Daniel. But it is true. We use video calls a lot these days. We use software like Zoom or Teams. You need a camera and a microphone.
And you often hear the phrase, "You are on mute." Mute means your microphone is off and nobody can hear you. It happens to everyone at least once a day.
Sorry, I was on mute. I say that all the time. It is part of modern office life. Let's think about some other objects. What about a whiteboard?
Ah, a whiteboard. It is a big whiteboard on the wall. You use special markers to write on it. It is great for brainstorming. Brainstorming means thinking of many ideas quickly with your team.
I love brainstorming sessions. You can write anything on the whiteboard. And then, when you are finished, you just wipe it clean. It is very satisfying to wipe a whiteboard clean.
It really is. Another thing we have in the office is a calendar. It helps you organize your time. You write your meetings and your deadlines on the calendar.
Deadline. That is a scary word. A deadline is the time when you must finish your work. If the deadline is Friday at 5 p.m., you must finish by then. You cannot be late.
Missing a deadline is not good. Your manager might be unhappy. To help with deadlines, we use a to-do list. It is a list of tasks you need to finish today. I love ticking things off my list.
Me too. When you finish a task, you put a tick or a check mark next to it. It makes you feel productive. Productive means you are doing a lot of good work.
We all want to be productive, but sometimes we get distracted. Maybe your phone rings, or maybe you start looking at cute cat videos on the internet.
Distractions are everywhere. That is why the office environment is important. Some offices are open plan. This means there are no walls between the desks. Everyone sits in one big room.
Open plan offices can be noisy. You can hear everyone talking and typing, but they are good for communication. Other offices have cubicles. A cubicle is a small space with low walls for one person.
A cubicle gives you a little bit more privacy. Privacy means being alone and not watched by others. Some people work better when they have privacy.
I think I prefer a quiet corner. If it is too noisy, I cannot think. Sometimes I wear headphones to listen to music and block out the noise. Do you listen to music when you work?
Sometimes. I like slow instrumental music. It helps me focus. If the music has words, I start singing, and then I am not working anymore.
I can imagine that. Emma singing at her desk instead of writing emails. Let's talk about one more person in the office, the receptionist.
The receptionist is usually the first person you see when you enter the building. They sit at the front desk. They welcome visitors and answer the main phone. They are very important.
They are the face of the company. They have to be friendly and helpful all the time. It is not an easy job. They also handle the mail, regular letters that come in paper envelopes.
Yes, we still use regular mail sometimes. We call it snail mail because it is slow like a snail compared to email. But getting a real letter or a package is always exciting.
It is. Okay, I think we have covered a lot of words today, Emma. My brain is full of office vocabulary. Should we do a little review to help our listeners remember?
That is a fantastic idea. Let's recap the main ideas. We started with the physical things. We talked about the desk, the chair, and the computer.
Don't forget the mouse and keyboard, and the printer that always jams. Then we moved to the small things, the stationery, like pens, notebooks, and staplers.
Then we went to my favorite room, the break room or kitchen, where we drink coffee and talk to our colleagues or coworkers.
We talked about the people, like the manager or boss, and the different departments, like IT and HR. And of course, the team.
We discussed communication, meetings in the conference room, giving a presentation, and writing emails. We learned words like subject, attachment, and inbox.
And we talked about time, the schedule, the 9 to 5, the weekend, and the holiday. And don't forget the deadline.
Finally, we mentioned remote work, working from home, and being on mute during a video call. There are so many words, but don't worry if you don't remember them all immediately.
Exactly. Learning takes time. You can listen to this podcast again. Repetition is the key to learning, just like practicing a presentation.
That is great advice, Daniel. We really hope this episode helps you feel more confident when talking about work and offices. It is a very common topic in English.
Yes, and we want to help you grow. If you enjoyed this conversation, please consider subscribing to our channel, Learn English Hub.
Yes, please click that red subscribe button. It really helps us create more lessons for you. And if you like this video, please give it a like. A thumbs up makes us very happy.
And we want to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. Tell us, do you work in an office? Or tell us, is your desk messy or clean?
I really want to know about the messy desks. Don't be shy. Writing a comment is great practice for your English writing skills. Even a short sentence is perfect.
Absolutely. We read all your comments, and they bring a smile to our faces. We are building a wonderful community of learners here.
Remember to practice a little bit every day. Listen to a song in English, read a short article, or just talk to yourself in the mirror. Every little bit helps.
You are doing a great job. Learning a language is a journey, and you are moving forward. Keep going and believe in yourself.
Thank you so much for listening today. We appreciate your time and your effort. We will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a productive week and a wonderful day.
Goodbye. See you soon.